Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be reviewing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is the first time that I've read this book. I don't know how, I don't know why. I think I just was never really interested in it, never was really interested in it as a child. And I was just kind of digging, doing some, what do they call that? Like window shopping, but like in my, bookshelf shopping in my books that I've got stored, came across that one. And I mean, it's real tiny. So I figured, hey, it might be a quick, light, fun read, which it actually ended up being. My version is only 186 pages long. It is a children's book. And I was surprised that that's how it was written. I knew it was older. It was published in 1950. But I wasn't expecting the way it read to be read like a children's book. If you've got kids, you could literally open it up and read it word for word, and it would be like you were explaining a story to a child, which I just completely threw me off guard. Like I knew it kind of was aimed more towards children. I think I was maybe expecting it to be more of like a young adult series, but then again, I don't think they had that type of genre back in 1950. But I was very pleasantly surprised at how easy it was to get through it. Very simple language, but within that simple language, there's a very high level of skill to be able to create a world that is captivating for both for children, but also for adults to keep them interested, someone like me. And so it was a very odd way of reading a book. It wasn't, it was the author directly speaking to the reader, but also knowing that he was telling a story about Narnia, right? So for anyone that's unfamiliar, if you need a refresher, 4 children are evacuated from their home country because I think there's like some kind of war going on. There's not a lot of details, but they get evacuated from their country and they go to live with what I'm assuming is some kind of distant relative in, some other part of the world. And as they're playing through the mansion one day, Lucy, who I think we can assume is the main character, enters a wardrobe, and rather than reaching the back of it, they're playing hide and seek, and reaching the back of it rather than, hitting the wall, she enters Narnia, which is like a magical place full of magic and talking animals, and it's perpetually winter because the evil queen has put a spell over Narnia because she's the false queen of Narnia. Like she appointed that to herself, whereas Aslan, who is the lion in the story, he's really the king of Narnia amongst other magical countries. And there's some kind of prophecy that needs to be fulfilled where two sons of Adam and 2 daughters of Eve, which would be Lucy and her brothers, or her sister and her 2 brothers. There's a prophecy that they're going to become kings and queens of Narnia, or they're going to save Narnia from this winter. And I'm assuming that the queen's purpose of wanting to capture them is to, prevent that prophecy from being fulfilled. So it was a really smooth and easy read to get through. There's about as much character development and story development as you could get out of a children's book that's 180 pages long. What was really nice about it is that I basically read it in one sitting, right? I think I read 50 pages one day, and then the next day I read like 130 pages. So it was just, page after page. It's really easy. And I can appreciate that. Sometimes I grab books that are 700-800 pages long that I know is a big task. And I wouldn't say that I'm like necessarily like a slow reader, maybe like a medium reader, but I know that those books with hundreds and hundreds of pages can, it takes up a lot of time. So it was nice to kind of have something that was quick and refreshing. I don't think I gave it a score yet at the beginning like I normally do. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I wouldn't really say that there's anything wrong with it that would prevent it from getting a 5, but you know, I typically don't really read children's books. I'm glad to have now read it. I think do I appreciate it more now, or would I have appreciated it more I think it would have been more magical reading it at a younger age. You know, I think now that I'm an adult, you know, kind of like the bar has been set for what I expect out of a fantasy. But I mean, this book is like 70 years old now, so I can't, you know, knock on it too much. But I think if I had read it as a child, maybe it would have hit me just slightly harder. Whereas, you know, I don't know, your taste changes as you get older. But anyway, I don't want to digress into that. But overall, it was a fun read, quick read. Pleasant surprises and twists and turns, things that I wasn't really expecting. So I'd say if you haven't read it, just to be up with the times, give it a read. It's really quick. Like really, you could probably read it in an afternoon. I think I may have seen the movie a long time ago. I think the movie was like 2005. I think I just saw online a minute ago. I want to say that I do remember at least seeing some scenes from it, but I'm curious. Maybe I'll watch the movie again because I'm curious to see how they turn a short book like that into a movie, because there's really quick scenes here. It's not like there's there's not like huge dialogue sections. It's not like it's overly descriptive. You have to introduce people to Narnia and get out of Narnia decades later, because time is different in Narnia. Time passes differently. So from beginning to end, you have to create this whole world just within less than 200 pages. So I'm wondering how they turn that into a movie. So I think I'll watch the movie and maybe I'll do a comparison video. I think that might be cool to do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.